When people are cheating, they always mess up on social media. So Mendeecees checks Kendra's Instagram story, and boom, she's posted an old selfie with the caption "Long day" right at the exact time Kirk was supposedly chilling at home. Mendeecees knew something wasn't right. And just when it couldn't get any messier, someone from the hotel stepped forward with video evidence. Yup, security footage caught Kirk and Kendra entering the same penthouse suite at exactly 2:07 a.m. But wait, it gets even wilder. Kirk walked out the next morning wearing completely different clothes than when he showed up. Now Kirk, why are you changing outfits? Look, nobody's saying there's 100% proof of what went down in that penthouse, but if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and books a penthouse under an alias, it's a duck. Here's where it gets even crazier. The internet, of course, wasted no time connecting the dots. As soon as this story hit the blogs, someone pulled up a suspicious credit card charge. Turns out Kendra's assistant made multiple payments to the same hotel under a fake name. Now tell me, why would Kendra's assistant be booking penthouse suites at the same hotel Kirk was sneaking into? I'll let you'll sit with that one. See, cheaters always get sloppy. The very next morning, Kendra accidentally called the wrong number, and guess what? A man's voice could be heard in the background. And trust me, it wasn't Jock. At this point, Mendeecees knew things were about to get real messy. But if you think this was bad, just wait for part 2. It's about to go even deeper, with receipts that could destroy Kirk's marriage, an anonymous insider exposing what really happened that night, and Rashida's raw reaction when she found out. Trust me, y'all aren't ready. Just when Mendeecees thought he had gathered enough proof, things took a whole new turn. Word got back to Rashida, and she snapped. Now, Rashida's been dealing with Kirk's nonsense for years. This ain't her first rodeo. But this was different. Because if Kirk really cheated with Kendra, a married woman, a lawyer, and a fellow Love and Hip Hop cast member, this wasn't just some side chick drama. This was betrayal on a whole other level. Let's talk about how Rashida found out. Turns out Mendeecees wasn't the only one peeping Kirk's shady behavior. Another anonymous source had receipts too. Picture this, Rashida's at home, minding her business, scrolling through her phone, when she gets a DM attached as an image of the hotel guest roster, and guess whose names were there? Kirk Frost, and right under his, a reservation made under Kendra's assistant's name. Rashida's blood is boiling at this point. She immediately calls Kirk, and of course, he does what he does best, lies. Talking about, who told you that? People just making things up. You really gonna believe a stranger over your own husband? And then he claims he had business at the hotel. Sir, what kind of business requires you and a married woman to be in a penthouse at 2 in the morning? At this point, Rashida knew what was up. When a woman moves in silence and stops asking questions, it's over. She decided to pull up to the hotel herself. Boom, Rashida gets in her car, grabs 2 of her girls, and heads straight there. And when they arrive, phew, it gets messy real quick. As soon as they walk into the lobby, they spot Kendra's assistant, and she looks terrified. Rashida wastes no time. She marches right up to her and demands, "Where is Kirk?" The assistant immediately starts stuttering, fumbling her words, lying about not knowing anything. Before Rashida could press further, her phone dies. But when she glances down, she sees that the anonymous source had sent her another message, this time, a video. And this was the final nail in the coffin. When Rashida played that video, what did she see? Footage from 6:42 a.m. of Kirk leaving the penthouse. He had changed pants but was still wearing the same sweatshirt from the night before. "Kirk, why are you switching clothes?" That's when Rashida saw red. She stormed up to the front desk, slammed her purse down, and demanded, "I need to know what room my husband just left." The hotel employee, sticking to the rules, said, "We can't release that information." But Rashida wasn't having it. She pulls out her phone, puts Kirk on speaker, and calls him right there at the front desk. "Where are you, Kirk?" she asks. And this man, bold as ever, has the nerve to say, "I just left the gym." "Sir, the only workout you were doing last night was trying to work out an alibi." At this point, Rashida didn't even need to hear another word. "I don't need you to tell me anything," she says, hangs up the phone, and turns to the hotel staff. "Let's go check on Kendra." I already know what it is. And with that, Rashida walked out. Why was Kendra even involved in all this mess? Phew, y'all, it's only getting started. While Kirk was out doing his thing, Kendra was at home acting like nothing was wrong. Little did she know, the streets were already buzzing. Word had gotten out fast, and it didn't take long for bloggers to catch wind of the situation. As soon as Mendeecees' story started making rounds, people wasted no time sending in their own receipts. One of the juiciest pieces of tea. It came from none other than someone Kendra called a friend. We'll refer to her as Miss X. She knew way too much, and once she realized the drama was already public, she decided to spill even more. Miss X admitted in a DM to a popular blog that while she loved Kendra, she couldn't deny the truth: Kendra had been sneaking around with Kirk. And this wasn't some one-time slip-up either. That's when everything started to click. The cozy way Kirk and Kendra acted at work events, how defensive Kendra would get whenever loyalty came up, it all made sense now. The whole city was waking up to the scandal, but trust, the drama was just getting started. It wasn't long before Lil Scrappy caught wind of it all, and he was not here for the nonsense.